In this tutorial, we're going to continue our discussion on Sibelius. We're going to start with a blank score and start adding the elements that we need to create the piece required for your project. Okay, let's start working on the project. So the first thing we need is a blank canvas, a blank piece of manuscript paper. So let's start by clicking on this blank piece of manuscript paper and then just saying create. So now we have a blank score that we can start using. So the first thing that we need to do is add an instrument to our score. And by adding an instrument, then we can add additional bars. So we can go here and select the Add or Remove Instrument from the Home tab, Instrument Group. What I'm going to do is just add a vocal part. So we'll find something that just says treble. That'll work fine. Just going to give us a treble clef. And we click OK. And we've added now this instrument to our score. For the purposes of the document that we're creating, I'm going to go ahead and just click on treble and hit delete to delete the name of that instrument. Now we have 5 measures here. I believe that 21 are required, 21 full bars for your piece. So I'm going to go ahead and add 16 additional bars. If I'm unfamiliar where to look, I can use the search feature in the ribbon. I could go up here and click and just say add bars. And it shows me the location of where this button might be. It's under the Home tab, the Bars group, and the button called Add Bar button. So again, tab, group, and the button. So I want to add multiple or irregular bars. I can see because I'm already on the Home tab where this button is located. So Home tab, Bars group, and the Add button. This has a split button. So if you click on it, it gives you the add multiple or irregular bars, which is what we wanted. One of the things to note about this search feature that's kind of cool is that if you click on one of these selections, it takes you right to that particular button. So if I click on this, you can see it's taken me right to that button. So I want to add multiple bars, so I'm going to click on that. I want to add 16 bars, same as the time signature, yep. And I'll click OK. And it will add 16 bars once I click it. So here we have a copy of our document now, as well as our project that we're going to be required to do. So I counted the bars. It's actually 22 bars that we need. So I'm going to add one more bar. I can do that by going Home, over here to Bars, click on Add, and I've added one more additional bar. Next thing we'd like to do is place our time signature or perhaps our key signature. So if we are unfamiliar with where those are at, create a time signature. So notations, common, and time signature. Let's take us there. Yep, that's what we want. There's 4-4. So we'll click on that. And the way Sibelius works, we clicked on it, and you'll notice that the mouse pointer is blue now. Sibelius calls this loading the mouse or loading the pointer. What that means is that time signature we just added is essentially, it's been placed in the pointer. It's waiting for us to tell it where we want it to be placed. So I'm going to come down here and I'm just going to click now with my mouse. And you'll notice that my mouse now is no longer blue, and we have placed that time signature there. Now the key signature is in the key of C, but you can see that it migrates to the key of A and then back to the key of C. So the next thing we're going to do is go in and place this key signature where it needs to be. So I'm going to count the measures. So beginning of the 12th measure is where that key signature in the key of A needs to occur. Beginning of the 12th measure, so 1, so here's 11, here's 12. So right here is where the key of A needs to occur. And that goes all the way up until measure 20. So from here to 17, 18, 19, up to 20. So if I go Shift and then click on that bar, that's where we want the key of A. So now I can just come back up here to the notations, key signature, and I want to have it be in the key of A major. You can see now it's put in my key signature change during those measures. Perhaps the next thing we want to do is make sure we have the same amount of bars per line or staff that we do here in our document. So we can do that a couple of different ways. Both of those are under the Layout tab. Come over here to the Layout tab, and then over here to the right, either the Format group or the Breaks group. So we could do it a number of different ways. We can select the amount of bars that we want to appear on one line. So in this case, 4 bars, and then go to the Format group and say Make into System. The other option is to go to the actual bar line where we want a new system to begin and go to Breaks and say System Break. So now we have 4 on the first, 3 on the second, and then we want 3 on the third. So we could do the same thing either way. One of those, select those 3 and choose Make into System. Or we could select the bar line and say System Break. Now there's 4 bars here, so I'll select that and say Make into System. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now our layout is the same. So I'm going to save this. Now we have the same layout with the same time signature changes in the same locations.